Hey guys, Ace Trainer Liam here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I am finally getting round to doing the goddamn assumptions tag video that I talked about all the way back in what, August 2020? If you're not familiar with the concept of the assumptions tag, it's a really simple concept. It's a tale as old as YouTube time. Basically, it's kind of like a Q&A, except you guys just straight up give me assumptions that you have about me, so things that you assume about me, and then I let you know whether you're right or whether you're wrong or whether you're kind of right but not quite right, that kind of thing. So this video is going to be nice and chill, so you can even pop it on in the background if you like. Just tab out, do something else, do some work, do some, I don't know, what do people do during lockdown? Fuck, I suppose. Turn it on while you fucking, just do it. Why not? Might help. So yes, without further ado, gonna get into it. Don't forget, as always, use code ACE to save money on G Fuel as long as you're over 18 because it contains caffeine, and, you know, drink it responsibly because it contains caffeine. Don't be a dickhead. But yeah, cool. Like, share, and subscribe and all that bollocks if you want more stuff from me on this lovely channel. It's nice to do something different for a change. And right, let's get into the assumptions. Stop clapping. I'm going to start with the YouTube ones, then do the Twitter ones, and then do the Instagram ones. No particular reason, that's just the way I've got them kind of laid out in here, because obviously that's the order that I went through when I got them earlier. That doesn't matter, let's go. First up, we have, you are the same off screen as you are on screen. You are not an act. That is 100% accurate. That is a correct assumption. Like for me, I can't be bothered to put on a character, because if I put on a character, I have to keep that character up. If I started my channel as a super duper family friendly, fresh-faced baby face, I'd have to constantly keep that up for the rest of my bloody YouTube career, and I can't be bothered. I'd rather just give you me as I am, and if you like me, and you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Or, if you don't like me, you click the X in the corner of the screen and you fuck off to another video. That's fine. That's the nature of YouTube. So if you are watching me and you like my content, you can rest assured that I am me. Like when you meet me in person, yes, I'll be polite because that's the dignified thing to do, but you'll be getting the Ace Trainer Liam that you see in his videos. You will be getting the guy who is sarcastic, has a little bit of bravado going on for some unknown, undeserved reason. You've got the guy who's a little bit abrasive. You've got the guy who's just a bit of an arsehole, and it's not something I'm proud of, but it's who I am, and I will always give you who I am, as opposed to just pretending that I'm something that I'm not. Next up, we have guy with that many tattoos has to own a motorcycle. Well, I don't, and I never have, and I never will. Personally, for me, I don't see the point of motorcycles because it's something that goes as fast as a car on the same road as cars and trucks and lorries and has no seatbelts. So what's the point? And also, where'd you put your shopping? Like, sure, my little 1 litre hatchback only has a small boot space, but it's got 5 doors and a back seat, so I can put shopping on the back seat if I need to. Like, where'd you put it on a motorbike? Oh, you can lift the seat up and there's a compartment that can hold a single watermelon? Great. What, am I gonna go buy watermelons one at a time? To be fair, I get my shopping delivered. But still, I just don't see the point of a motorbike. Why spend 3 grand on a motorbike when you can spend 2 grand on a car? It's pointless. Next we have, I feel like you unironically love TikTok. Absolutely. Absolutely correct. I do love TikTok. I spend hours, like me and Sophie will sit in bed next to each other sometimes, just scrolling TikTok and showing each other, look, this one's really funny. Oh, this one's really cool. You should check this out. Because TikTok has become the new Vine. So all the things that you find super cringy and are the reason that you've told people publicly on your Twitter, oh, I will never download TikTok even if you paid me. Like that stuff is still there. The people miming to movie quotes, people miming to anime and stuff, it's all still there. Like if that's the stuff you didn't like from when music.ly was a thing, you know, that's still there on TikTok. But TikTok now has big Vine energy. If you loved Vine and you're one of the kinds of people like me that will go back and watch 10, 20-minute compilations of the best Vines from when Vine was a platform, you'll love TikTok. So my TikTok feed at this point, because I've watched so many TikToks and it's kind of worked out my interest and stuff, is just full of Star Wars memes, it's full of Call of Duty memes, it's full of Pokemon memes, it's full of a guy who's trying to teach his pet seagull to eat out of his hand. It's not a real pet seagull, it's a seagull that just comes and lands on his roof that he feeds every day, but he is slowly but surely getting closer to feeding it, and the seagull has a text-to-speech voice, and it's fantastic. And there's loads of like stupid dogs doing stupid things, and it's a great platform. Like, just because you download TikTok doesn't mean you have to make the cringy content that you don't like, but you can also flick past the cringy content that you don't like to find the amazing, hilarious content that people are uploading. So yeah, I absolutely unironically love TikTok because it's a really good fucking app for finding really hilarious videos. Love it. And lastly, for YouTube, we have, I assumed all the messed up things you have found in the Pokemon videos are secretly something you're loving to find. Well, yeah, it's content. Of course. Like, I'm not going to find something messed up in a Pokemon episode and be like, oh no, that's really messed up. Now I have to talk about it in WTF. I'm going to go, yes, I've got something. That's something that can go in the thumbnail and make the video more clickable. That's something that I can talk about that someone will find very, very funny and therefore will click like on the video and leave a comment about how they found that particular thing very, very funny. So of course I like finding the messed up things in the Pokemon anime. That's the point of WTF Moments. Moving over to Twitter, I don't know why, but I always assume you're the luckiest man on this side of Earth. I mean, look at Sophie. Big wink, there we go. Of course, look at Sophie, look at her. Ping, 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 a few pictures from her Instagram. My word, I am the luckiest man alive. I absolutely believe that. I ain't letting that girl go for nothing. But yes, the second half, also I had an assumption about you that you're way into swearing, but you don't use regular swears that much, and the ones you use always come out at least bit fun. The fuck does that mean? I'll be honest, I only read the first half of this one before I picked it out. So I wanted to be a bit smug about the fact that I'm with Sophie and she's fucking gorgeous, but I had an assumption about you that you're way into swearing. Is that a thing? Like, are there people out there who are like,
yeah, man, I love books, I love anime, and I love swearing?
There are people who are just like,
man, I really enjoy this guy's content, but I wish he swore.
What is that? I wouldn't say I'm into swearing. I'd just say I'm from the Midlands in the United Kingdom. I'm from the county in which the first ever factory was built. Like, we are, as working class towns go, Derby is one of the OG working class towns. So I'm a working class person. I was brought up working class. I was raised working class. So, you know, I swear naturally as part of my conversational vernacular. It's not something I choose to do. And if I really made an effort, I could probably talk without swearing, but I can't be arsed. So you know, if I swear, it's just a natural part of the way I speak and the way I've been raised. Like, I've been talking like that since I was about 12 or 13 years old, and it's not going to change. So it's not that I'm into it. Like, when I'm having I don't know how you guys have conversations, but when I'm having a conversation, I don't take a mental note of, now then, I better say fuck at least 3 times. Maybe today's the day I drop an extra shit into conversation. Maybe I'll use the C word. Yeah, you know what? Let's throw that in. We've not used the C word in a while. Might shock a few people. No, swearing isn't like an Olympic sport. Like, it's not something people are into. It's not a hobby. It's just a part of my vocabulary that just comes out naturally. What a weird thing to... I don't get that at all. Kids are weird. This has clearly been written by someone under the age of 13, hasn't it? Get off my channel.
That was just a joke. Please don't cry.
Next up, we have my assumption is that you're probably an incredible cook, but you don't like cooking all that much. You're half right on this one. I don't like cooking at all. Cooking for me is boring, it's tedious, and it's just a long-winded way to get from A to B. A to B being me being hungry to me being fed. Like, your assumption that I'm an incredible cook is completely incorrect. I'm not a bad cook. Like, I can cook adequate meals. You know, I can cook frozen fish and chips, I can cook burgers, I can make burgers, I can make a curry if I wanted to. I just don't enjoy it. So I've never refined my skills to become an incredible cook because I just don't care for it. I don't like the process. Next we have, I assume you stopped using the catchphrase because I'm so British because people were bugging you about it when you forgot it in a couple of videos, lol. This is wrong. This is not a correct assumption. I stopped using the catchphrase I'm so British because I started to find it cringy and boring. Next we have, you actually want to have a huge family with Sophie, upwards of 4 kids. I can tell you're new to the channel because you don't know me at all, mate. Right, the only thing you're right about here is that I want to spend my life with Sophie, but a huge family, upwards of 4 kids? Let me tell y'all something really quickly for people that don't know. I hate children. I can't stand children. Children not only irritate me, but they repulse me. I am repulsed by children. I don't like them at all. I will actively refuse any friend of mine that has a kid that's like, will you babysit my child for me? Because we really need you to babysit. It's an emergency. I'm like, I don't give a shit if it's an emergency. I ain't looking after your kid. Get a sitter. pay for one. But that's okay, because I'm not interested in ever having children. Like, I had a vasectomy a few years ago, and I'm really, really happy that I got to have one. Like, what was that, 4 years ago now? I think I was 28 when I got my vasectomy, and I'm 32 now. So yeah, like July this year is 4 years since I had a vasectomy, and I do not regret it at all. I don't want kids. I don't want to be around kids. If I can help it, I don't want to be anywhere near kids, if possible. They just irritate me, annoy me, and they repulse me, and I'm just not interested. Now, I get 100% there are people out there that are watching this right now who have children and might even be a little bit offended, like, oh, you don't want to have children. It doesn't matter what I want and what I don't want. If you're happy that you're a parent, by all means, well done. Congratulations on achieving one of your dreams, and I hope that you are the best parent you possibly can be. But I know I'd be a terrible parent because I don't want them. I don't want kids, so no thanks. Like, by all means, if someone wants children or has children, that's your prerogative and you are welcome to that, and I will never judge you for that. But at the same time, don't judge me for not wanting them. Like, I get that none of you are probably judging me right now, but at the same time, that assumption, just way off, way off. So finally, we move on to the Instagram assumptions. So first one is, your favorite wrestler is Macho Man. I hope I'm close. Well, you're kind of close in a way, I'll get to that, but like Macho Man, I'm very much a big fan of. Macho Man Randy Savage, rest in peace, absolutely fantastic wrestler, absolutely fantastic promos, one of the best promo guys in the game. But my favorite wrestler of all time is CM Punk. Promo ability, in-ring work, kind of attitudes and mentality outside of the ring as well, just the things that all kind of resonate with me. I've always been a fan of his work, and then his outside of the ring stuff, like his attitudes to things, just they've always been stuff, like I said, that resonate with me, and I just, just seems like a swell guy all around. Little bit salty, little bit bitter here and there, and I just find that really relatable because that's kind of me, When the cameras are off and when I'm chilling at home, I can be a little bit sore sometimes. I can be a little bit pessimistic, and that's okay. I see pessimism as realism quite a lot, so kind of get that. But yeah, CM Punk would be my all-time favorite wrestler. Current favorite wrestler is Cesaro. The man needs a world title run in 2021 or 2022. It needs to happen, and he needs to have about 16 world title runs and then break John Cena's record after John Cena breaks Ric Flair's record. Let's go with that. But yeah, Cesaro, CM Punk is current and all-time favorite wrestlers. But I guess you could say that since CM Punk is my all-time favorite wrestler, he used to do Macho Man's elbow after Macho Man died, so that's kind of a link. That's how you were kind of close. Next up we have, you're in a committed relationship with a woman, but you're bisexual. This is only half right, because yes, I'm in a committed relationship with a woman, but I'm sorry, I'm straight. Like, I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. Like, even though I'm straight, I can look at a guy like Michael Fassbender, for example, and be like, that's one of the most handsome men on the planet. I recognize that, but doesn't mean I want any kind of sexual relationship or even romantic relationship with him. And like similarly in the past, like I've made out with guys for a dare and stuff like that, but I've never once thought whilst doing it, wow, this is great, this is what I want to do. It's not like I get the same feeling making out with a guy that I would get when I'm making out with a woman. Like to me, when I make out with a woman, especially when I make out with Sophie, I get all the feelings of like endorphins and stuff like that, and I get the butterflies in my tummy, and I feel like, oh wow, this is really something I'm into. Whereas when I make out with a guy, I'm just like, oh man, I'm making out with a guy, this isn't fun, I'm not enjoying this at all. But hey, a dare's a dare, innit? Like, part of me is confused by this, because like, would you like my content better if I were bisexual? It's one of those things, you can't help who you're attracted to. Your body tells you, or your brain tells you who you're attracted to when you see a person that you find attractive. And for me, that 10 times out of 10 is women. That 10 out of 10 times could include a trans woman for all I know, but that's fine by me too. Women are women, trans women are women. That's as simple as it is. I'm personally straight and I'm very happy that way, and that's just who I am. It's just one of those things, like, why does it matter? Like, I'm with Sophie, so I'm not gonna be with anyone else. Is it a case of, are you hoping that I'm bisexual? Because there's then a chance that if me and Sophie broke up, that then you'd be in the running? Like, what? I don't get it. I don't know why you're looking at a person and making assumptions about what their sexual orientation is. I think that's a bit outdated of a mindset. Just treat people as equals. Like, to me, it's not a big deal. Like, I've been on YouTube for 6 years. The number of people that think I'm gay just because of like maybe the way I talk, or maybe the way I act, or maybe something about my appearance they associate with being gay. And you know what? I don't care if people think I'm gay. I don't care if people think I'm bi. I don't care if people think I'm pan. It's just one of those things that I personally don't think should matter when you're watching a Pokemon YouTube channel. Like, the sexuality or the sexual identity of the person making the content shouldn't really matter that much. I don't know, I've gone on a bit too long about this, but I just thought it was just an odd assumption to make. Like, I thought we were past assuming people's sexual identity based on appearance or behavior. All that should matter to anybody is I'm in a committed relationship with a woman, as you said, and that's how it's gonna stay. Comfortable in who I am. Next up we have, you would like for your personal life to remain as personal as possible. Within reason. Like, I'm a pretty open person. In this video alone, I've talked about my sexual orientation, I've talked about my vasectomy that I had a few years ago. In my Twitch streams, I'll talk quite openly about like personal things, like my fucking IBS. I'll talk about anything and everything. I'll talk about embarrassing memories from school and stuff like that. I've talked about times where I've shit myself. I'm pretty open. The only things about my personal life I prefer to stay personal are things that effectively affect my safety. So like the location of my house and my address, for example, I prefer to keep that as personal as possible, because if someone knows my address and they're a bit of a fucking psycho and they don't like me, they're coming to my house to fucking chop my throat off or whatever. You can't really chop someone's throat off, you know what I mean? Like, kill me, basically. And I'd rather that didn't happen. I quite enjoy my life. I quite enjoy my career of entertaining you guys. It's just the personal information as regards to, like, you know, obviously my home life, my finances, my car and stuff like that. I'd like to keep that pretty personal just for my own safety, just to protect myself and my little family, which is me and Sophie and our dogs. But other than that, like, I'm pretty open, and I'm normally pretty candid about a lot of things. Like, I'll talk about pretty much everything, because some things are things that I'm comfortable talking about that someone may not have previously been comfortable talking about, but hearing my experiences will help them feel more at ease with something they're going through. And if I can help someone with that, then by all means. So yeah, no, this is completely wrong. And last but not least, kind of a mean one, but you look like an alcoholic. What does an alcoholic look like? You look a lot like my uncle, so that's where I draw the con. This is tied into something I think that is just a weird thing that I never thought was an assumption that people make, but apparently it is. I found, and I've talked about this on Twitter before, that I often get compared to a lot of celebrities. And I know what you're thinking, right? I know you're thinking, Liam, you don't look like any celebrities. Like maybe that Rylan lad with the giant teeth, but other than that, no, not really. But people will contact me and be like, oh, I can't believe it. I saw this celebrity and you look just like him. And it's always the same. It might even be another Twitch streamer that they say I look like, or another YouTuber. They're like, you look like this guy that I watch. And they'll send me a picture of the guy, or I'll look up a picture of the name that they've said. And the only similarities are that me and the other person are white people, and me and the other person have dark hair, including a beard. That's it. And I reckon that this person's uncle is a white guy with dark hair and a beard, and I guarantee that's the only connection. Like, I've been completely straight edge, teetotal. I got these 3 X's here for straight edge for the 10th year of me not consuming any alcohol. Like, I tried alcohol and stuff and all different kinds, like beer, lager, wine, vodka, tequila, martini, all that stuff. I tried a whole bunch of different stuff when I was like 17, 18, and I found the same theme all the way through. Either it tastes like shit, or it tastes really, really nice, and then you get the alcohol taste afterwards, which tastes like shit. So it's not really that enjoyable. I found that when I was in a nightclub, if I would drink alcohol, I'd get dehydrated very, very quickly, and I'd get a headache because I'm dehydrated. I'd just be unhappy, and I'd feel sluggish, and I'd feel like, I wouldn't feel like I'm happy to be out at a nightclub. I'd just feel really rubbish. And I was like, why do I want to feel like this? I've spent like 40 pounds on booze, and I feel like shit. What's the point? Then I go out another night, and I'd be like, right, this club does Pepsi. Half a freaking, half a pint of Pepsi for 50 pence. That's, you know, so to American, like, let's say 50 cents. It's about 75 cents, isn't it? 50p. So for 50p, I can get a half pint of lemonade or of Pepsi. So if I just drink that all night, I can spend £3.50 in an entire night, have a good night, have a dance, have a laugh, regardless of whether the people around me are drunk or not. I can just enjoy myself, have a good time, have a dance, just have a muck about and just have a laugh, and I can spend £3.50 all night. And if I'm really lucky, the clubs that we're going to has one of them Facebook guest list things where if you arrive for a certain time, you get them free. And then literally all I've spent is £3.50 for a night, which is banging. And once I realized I could do that, I was like, wow, I really don't need alcohol to have a good time. It does nothing for me and I don't like the taste of it. So what's the point? Like there were times before I was like 17, 18, where I got completely shit-faced before. And like I'd gotten completely blackout drunk and like maybe made a fool of myself, but never to the point of like alcoholism, because it was one of those where I went, I could stop drinking alcohol completely and be happy. And I went and did. And I haven't drank alcohol now. When was August 2007? August 2007 to 2020 would be 13 years. So 13 years and like September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 13 years and 7 months since I've had alcohol. And I'm happy. I don't need it. I don't know why anyone does need it. Like, by all means, I'm not like the person who's like, oh my God, I'm so super duper straight edge that I won't even touch any hint of alcohol. Like when I went to Duncan's wedding, for example, he made his own Mega Potion cocktail, and I think he made Nuka-Cola as well, themed cocktails. And someone was like, hey, do you want to try it? And I had a sip and I was like, oh yeah, it does taste nice. Oh, there's the shitty alcohol taste afterwards. That's a shame. I'm not like, oh, can I have a whole glass of that? Because I don't want it. Like, I don't need it. Like, I'll taste someone's alcoholic drink if they offer it me, but I'm not interested in buying my own or having my own or even drinking it. Like, we don't even have any alcohol in our house because I don't see the point of it. I just think it's over expensive for something that isn't even that good to me. Like, I'd rather spend my hard-earned money that I work my ass off like 90 hours a week on something that I enjoy, like a yogurt. Do you know what I mean? Like a Muller fruit corner, I will take over a freaking Jack Daniels any day because they're tasty. Jack Daniels is like, wow, this made my neck warm. Great. Like, what's the point? I'll never understand the point. Plus, I got G Fuel to get me through the day, lads, and G Fuel makes me super duper happy. And it tastes amazing and doesn't have a shitty aftertaste like alcohol does. So yeah, no, you look like an alcoholic. That's a bad assumption because I haven't drank alcohol in 13 years. Technically, if we were comparing how much of an alcoholic someone was, you who are writing this would be more of an alcoholic than me because you've probably drank more alcohol in the last 13 years than I have, because I haven't drank any. I've had the occasional sip of someone's drink as a quick taste and gone, yeah, still not for me. So yeah, that's just wrong. I get it, because I get this a lot. I get, you look like an alcoholic, or you look like a druggie, or, you know, you look like someone who's done a lot of coke or something like that, because I look alternative because I've got sleeve tattoos. And even though a lot of people have sleeve tattoos now, people still associate that with like heavy metal and punk and stuff like that. I get it, that's fine, but I'm quite happy listening to S Club 7, you know. But it's one of those where, as well, because I wore big thick glasses for most of my life, not enough sun got to my eyes, so I have very clear periorbital veins, they're called, these veins here. I like them because I think they make me look a little bit like a supervillain, because I got these veins, and you imagine like when I get super angry and go to my next form, these veins will glow with the fire of 1,000 summers or something cringy like that. But yeah, so I get it, because I have bags under my eyes because I don't sleep enough, and I have these prominent veins, which you probably think is through drug use, but I don't even know if that's an effect of drug use. But no, it's just because I didn't get enough sun near my eyes, because I had such thick refractive lenses that that's the only thing I can think of as to why, because I think you can get periorbital veins from lack of sunlight. And obviously if I was wearing glasses that were like jam jars, they're designed to pinpoint light that hits the lens to the very back point of my retina, like to a very specific point on my retina to help me see clearly. So it makes sense that light wouldn't get to a certain area of my eye because the lens wouldn't allow it. Like if you've studied the refractive optics of light, like I have, then you'd understand what I'm talking about. For anyone else, it probably sounds like the most bullshit thing you've ever heard, but that's the only thing I can think of, is that the lenses were so thick that light would hit them and would be so, because of the magnification, the spec magnification of the lens and the refractive index of the lenses, which is like, for the lenses I've got now, they're like 1.74, but back in the day, they'd have been at least like 1.66 or something. But yeah, that would, you know, so like specifically refract the light to a certain point that maybe there was just areas around my eyes that didn't get enough sunlight because of where they were, and that's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, I get it, and I get it all the time. It doesn't faze me, because the thing is, right, it's not offensive when someone says, oh, you look like you take a lot of drugs, or you look like you drink a lot of alcohol. I know I don't. So why does it matter what someone who doesn't know me thinks? Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things. Like, I don't get why people get upset by that. Like, if someone says, oh, you look like a druggie, it's just like, well, I'm not. So was I supposed to be like, well, it's funny you should say that, because I have this little baggie right here that's full of cocaine. This isn't. This is the thing that my mic goes in. But you know what I mean? I don't see it as a big deal. Like, you think what you want. So I hate to break it to you. Like, sorry about your alcoholic uncle. That must suck. I've got an alcoholic brother, if that's anything to go by, you know. Other than that, I'm all Gucci. I'm quite happy. I'll be straight edge for the rest of my life, and I'm quite happy with that. But there we go. There's some assumptions about me, rambled away about by me. I hope you learned something. I hope you learned either that your assumption was correct or that your assumption was incorrect or whatnot. If you guys liked this, maybe I'll do another one in like 6 months to a year's time, maybe. We'll see. It's not a video you can do every week, but it's nice to do for a change. I finally got round to doing it after years of planning it. And hey, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I had a good laugh and I cleared some stuff up, and that was really cool. So if you enjoyed it, like, share, subscribe and all that. And I'll see you in the next lovely, lovely video. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Oh God, use code ACE for money off G Fuel as well. And come to twitch.tv/AceTrainerLiam for my live streams. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.